welcome back. I hope you're enjoying the channel so far. Today I'm actually going to shift gears yet again, and I'm going to work on my little pavement princess here. This is my 2012 Chevy Silverado. It's 1500 and it's a darn good truck. In fact, I'm trying to keep it as nice as I possibly can. But with that, there's one little complaint that I have on this truck, and that's the headlights. So the low beams are actually pretty good. The high beams, I feel like they could be a little bit better. So with that, I've actually partnered with Oxilam, and they sent me these 9005 LED headlights, and that's going to work out great for my high beams. Now, in the past, I've actually used the Oxilam products in a couple of vehicles of mine, and I really like the good quality that they have at a great value. In fact, if you want to set for yourself, in the description below, there's a link that you can click where you can enter the discount code SHIFTERS, and you can get 15% off your own box. So let's get this thing open. I'll kind of show you what it looks like when you open the box, and I'll show you a couple of tips and tricks on getting the lights in this generation Silverado, which is the 2007 to 2013 era, because GM did not make it easy. So let's open the box. Let's get them installed. It's actually a very nice setup. You get gloves so you don't touch the bulbs. Of course, you get the product manual, then the bulbs themselves. So let's get these in the truck and see how they turn out. All right, we got the hood open on my truck. Now, per GM, what they want you to do is take this plastic cover off, which is all these little clips. They want you to get inside the wheel well because there's a couple of bolts holding the headlight in up here, and they want you to take the whole grill out in order to change the light bulbs in these trucks. Now, I don't necessarily think that's hard, but it's very time consuming, and these are, well, they're pushing 13, 14 years old now, and I don't want to break these clips. So, especially the grill, because I really like my grill. I don't want anything happening to it, and they're not really inexpensive to replace. So what I'm going to try and do is try and duck behind the windshield washer tank and take the air box out. Let's see if we can get those lights put in. All right, let's start with the side that I feel is going to be the hardest, which is behind this air box. So let's get this air box lid out of the way. Take this little screw out. Next, we're going to take the Torx screws, which is a T20. All right, now that we got the airbox loose, let's see if we can get this apart here, because I don't think this has ever been off this truck. There we go. All right. It's probably be easier if we take this mass airflow sensor apart, or unplug it, I should say. You have the safety pin right there. You just pop that out, and that will allow you to unplug it. We'll set that off to the side so that we don't break anything. Put this aside. All right, now you can go ahead and take this air box out. And now would be a good time to, of course, sounds like I just dropped one of the screws, but now would be a good time to check for the filter, which mine still looks halfway decent. But now that you got that out, now once you got the filter out of the way, you can take this air box, the actual box itself, and pull up on it kind of gingerly here. But you're going to need to put a little bit of force into it. And you can actually scoot this right out of the way, and now you have all sorts of access to the headlights. Okay, once you get this out of the way, now you're going to see there's a wiring harness here that's clipped to this tab here. You can just kind of scoot it out of the way, and it'll be the easiest way to maneuver back here. But while the bulb is still plugged in, I like to just throw my finger in there, unplug it, and that gives you free access to the bulb. Requires a little bit of wiggling here. Okay, I readjusted a little bit so you can see, but we just got to kind of rock the light back and forth here. Aha! It'll come right out. So now would be a good time to replace them both, since this is not the easiest light bulb change that they offer, but let's get the new ones in. Now, before you start putting the new bulbs in, now is a good time to throw on the gloves that they supply so the oils on your hands don't actually touch the bulb itself. We'll slip these on. Okay, now you have to have a little bit of patience getting this bulb in here, but you kind of have to wiggle it in here because it's really close to the back side of this radiator support. But you can kind of wiggle it in there. You can turn it, orient it right. Perfect. Just like that. And you can see it's in. So let's get it plugged back in. Put this harness back up where it belongs. There. All right. Let's get the rest of this put back together. Putting the air box back in is just as easy as taking it out. You just drop it in place, snap it. Of course, I'm touching it with these gloves and I shouldn't be, but just put it back in place, put the filter back. And basically reverse the whole process. It's at now this point you want to make sure that you plug your mass airflow sensor back in. Otherwise, when you go to start it, you're going to be in for a little bit of a surprise. And I always do the push, click, pull. Make sure that that is seated in place properly. Okay, that's perfect. Wow, I can already tell I am really excited to get this outside because it is a huge difference. You can see the color difference between the factory and the LED. On this side, it's going to be significantly easier. Now you're going to have a 10mm bolt here for your windshield washer tank. You just want to simply pull that out of there and scoot it aside a little bit. There. Now that that's loose, you can actually reach behind it a little bit better, and it gives you a little better access. And this is actually a little bit difficult to see, but kind of the same thing as before on the other side. You just kind of have to reach in here, kind of wiggle the bulb out like so. And I don't know if you can see that or not. So it won't focus, but there we go. As you can see, I got it out, no problem. All right, putting the new one in is much the same. You can see where it's a really tight squeeze, especially against that radiator support right here, but you can get it in there. And I switched gloves, so I've got my clean glove on now. So you don't want to touch it with a dirty glove. You just get it in there, kind of wiggle it a little bit. A little finagling here. There we go. And now it's in, and you can see you actually got a bit of space. Oops. There we go. You got a bit of space between the radiator support and the bulb itself. So there's plenty of room. So you just got to plug it back in, and we'll see how well they work. I can tell you with both of these installed, you can see just the crazy color difference and how much brighter those are. And that shows it right up there. Now, those look fantastic. Let's get it outside and see how it looks in real life. First time outside, and you can see how much difference these LEDs make. Here is a quick side-by-side comparison. On this one, we have the old incandescent original bulbs on the high beams. And then when you switch it, these are the new LEDs. In my area, we have a lot of deer, so I wanted to make sure that I'm able to see forward more and off to the side, and these lights really perform. And I wanted to use these as high beams because my daytime running lights are the regular low beams, and I didn't want to blind people during the day, so I wanted to use these strictly for the high beams. Now, I really appreciate you following along on this little endeavor because hopefully it will help you a little bit on your project as well. If you have real big hands, probably not the best method to use to get bulbs inside these trucks. The tight or the areas are really tight to get in and out of. And I mean, I don't have the biggest hands in the world, but it was a little tough, but it can be done with a little bit of patience. Now, if you want your own set of bulbs for your truck, like I said, click that link below. Hopefully you'll love them like I do. I'm really impressed with them. I can't believe how much difference it made, and the value is there, and it really makes a big difference. So I hope that you enjoy this video. I've got a few more coming through, so be sure to stay tuned, and thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Take care.